I'm Miss Cindy Shelton, and I'll be your instructor for this class. I wanted to show you around my platform, just to let you know how I've designed it and the best way to interact with it, and hopefully answer just anything you'd want to know about this course. But there's always a chance I miss something, so please reach out to me by email if you have any questions. All right, so first, how to get to our class. So one way is to go to our home campus webpage. For Ashland, it's ashland.kctcs.edu, or whichever campus you're on. There will be a My Path, and then you have some options here. You can check your student records and enrollment there, your email, but Blackboard Learn is where you get into your coursework, your courses. And so here are courses. Should see your current enrollment. And then another way to get there is you can also go directly to elearning.kctcs.edu. That will take you directly to Blackboard, and you can log in there as well. But you should see the classes in which you're enrolled. So we're going to look around your Applied Math class. It should look like this when you log on. Except this is me, so I have the instructor view, so yours might look just slightly different. But you should see along the horizontal bar here, the content is the default. That shows all the weekly modules that I've designed for your course. Get into that in a minute. And then the announcements, I'll save any announcement I make. I'm going to make this announcement. It'll save there. It'll also send to your email. So you can look back at any time throughout the term. And I save every email here because I know they can get lost in the sea of emails that you have. So be aware of that. You will have one or two discussion boards, but I don't do a lot of that in here. But this is where you can find all the discussions. I do not use this gradebook, so keep that in mind. I use the MyLab Math gradebook, and it's like a little rocket ship here. It rockets you out to the MyLabs platform that you use for all the work you do here. You can see the breakdown is 15% of your grade is weighted as homework. 40% is based on quizzes. I was playing around with your syllabus quiz and I got a bad grade there, so that's not good. But you can take it again, and so can I, and get a higher score. And then you do take a couple tests, a midterm and a final. That's weighted as 45%. 20% for your midterm, 25% for your final. So those two are the bulk of your grade, along with these that you do throughout this semester. So anyway, I just wanted you to know that you can always see your grade. Your current grade should be updated as you do, problem by problem. Again, it's in this grade book, the MyLab Math grade book, not the Blackboard grade book, as it may be for your other classes. Messages, I don't use that. It's easier for me to see direct communication from email, so I always have that on my cell phone, and I can get that so much quicker and answer you. So I will eventually get to messages, but if you want a quick response, send me an email. So basically all I use here is the announcements and the content. Those are the biggies. Then down the left-hand column, you will see the one that I like here is the Class Collaborate. If you hit Join Session, we can meet in a course room. So it's like our private course room for your classmates. You don't have to, but I wanted you to know it's an option. There is no required meeting times for this. You can work at your own house at your own time. But if you want to, we can meet here, and this is our course room. The default is I can't see you nor hear you, but you can unmute and webcam too, so that we can meet for tutoring should you need that throughout the semester. So again, that's Class Collaborate. If I ever say meet me on Collaborate, that's what I mean. Okay, so now down through the main meat and potatoes of the course. Course information, click here to start, opens up a module full of all kinds of stuff. You can see each module opens up like that, condenses or expands. So when you expand it, you can see just all kinds of stuff about the course. Do look through each of these. I will point out a couple of things here. Here's your introductions, where there is a discussion board for you to introduce yourself to the class. I will save this video right here so you can rewatch it as needed throughout the course. And then let's look at the syllabus and the calendar. So right here you can see the flow of the class. Oh, this is the syllabus, which also is very important, and it shows how I do your grades. which I've kind of already mentioned, but here's more details about that. But the schedule, I wanted to point that out. This is the biggie, the flow of the class, maybe what you want to know, like what's due when. So the course starts on May the 13th. That'll be week 1. And we do about a section a day, so it does take up quite a bit of time because it's so condensed time per day. So you want to keep that in mind, that there is a fast flow for this course because it is a 4.5-week course. And so you want to know, you probably need to do a little bit each day or a lot every other day. But I suggest, if you can, to try to dedicate 1 or 2 hours every day to just working on this. And some magic can happen. I have a really good success rate with the summer course, even though it seems brutal because it is so shortened. Students tend to do well because they're working on it every day and they get in a good flow that way. And, you know, so much of it you can forget every time you leave it and then come back to it. But if you work on it a little bit each day, you get a good momentum going, and students find that to be helpful. If your life is too busy or you have things going on that you know you will not be able to keep up that kind of pace, though, you might want to reconsider. Just up front, just know that it is a condensed course. Ideally, you'll take this as the one and only thing that you're doing, one and only class. Focus on it, do a little bit every day, and it can be a highly successful experience for many students that way. But you do need to understand that going from the beginning. So here's the flow. You do Chapter 1 and Section 5.6. That's what's due the first week. Also, I asked you to take a syllabus quiz by that Wednesday, actually, May the 15th. So take that first thing. Why not just take that, today, right now, if you haven't already. And that lets me know that you are in the course and you're serious about the course, because I do have to report any no-shows by the end of the first week. So that lets me know you're not a no-show, that you do plan to take the course. So be sure to do that. Also, feel free to reach out with any questions and emails. That also helps me to know you're there and you're serious about it. So on Monday, May the 20th, what's due is all the homework from Chapter 1. There's always a related quiz to that content, homework from 5-6, and the quiz that goes along with that. And, of course, the syllabus quiz. Then the second week, you work on Chapter 3. We bounce around a little bit. It's not like your typical algebra course. It's a topical course of, I think, very interesting, different topics. So it's not just algebra all semester, all this term. We jump around a little bit. Chapter 3 is the logic section. It's kind of different maybe than your regular math class you might have taken. So anyway, that's your logic week. All of these have online lecture videos that expect you to watch your online lecture video to kind of attend lecture, understand the general concepts up front, and then you can watch that, pause it as you need to, rewatch it if needed. Also, the book has some videos that you can watch, additional videos, and then YouTube, you can always check topics on YouTube. But start with watching what I've posted to be course-specific, my lecture videos that I'm sharing with you. And I'll show you where those are at in just a minute. But then you go into your homework and then practice what you have learned. Okay, so then week 3, Chapter 6 is a little bit of algebra. So we do some algebra in here, which includes a little bit of graphing. Then week 4, that's the metric system and business math. And then the last week, week 5, you'll do statistics and take your final that week. So everything you need to know is listed in that and when things are due. The final exam is due on June the 13th. So right 1 month we take this course. Okay. You'll take your syllabus quiz here and send some other information about our resources here at the school if you want to look there. Here's where you do your MyLab student links and all assignments. Even the syllabus quiz that I just showed you was linked elsewhere. It's also linked here. If you go into this all assignment tab, you'll see everything for the whole semester. You can work ahead to the pace that I showed you, so certainly feel free to work ahead on anything. You can finish earlier, but just do keep the deadlines in mind to stay ahead of those. There's a textbook. And then here's that grade book I mentioned. It's also pulled separately out here as well. So same link, just different places. And then here we are on week 1. Week 1, Part 1 is Chapter 1. There's always going to be the notes and videos. And this is me, and this is if you were in class, basically the lecture that you would hear in person. And then there's notes right here. You can download the notes, or you can just open it and follow along. But do know there are notes that go along with those videos to engage you in the class. Then the Chapter 5 stuff here. And then Week 2, Logic. So again, there's always notes and videos. Here's your notes, the classroom videos. If you ever think that there's extra that you need to know, or you need a new video or a problem explained, always reach out to me. Let me know any needs that you have. So that's the flow. There is a midterm, and there's a thorough study guide for it. You'll take the midterm after you finish Chapter 7, the metric system, so it has all of that on it. Then you'll do a couple more topics, and then you'll take a final exam. And again, there's always a study guide for these that will help you know exactly what you need to know for the test. So I regenerate the test from the study guide and make it smaller to make it about a third, cut it down quite a bit so that it's not as long as all that, but you will take a test based on the study guide. And I think that's it. It seems like I had always something else I'm sure I meant to tell you. But if you do have any questions, always feel free to reach out to me. And I wish you just the best of success this semester and all that you do.